And so, as a good example of that, the most devastating event in my life was the end of my marriage. Now, but thank God that happened. I mean, thank God that happened, because I was a fairly unconscious person. And all of a sudden, the center of my world became my children. I had three sons at the time, 3, 5, and 7, that lived with me much of the time. And all of a sudden, I began to think about the meaning of life, that I would not have created Senn Delaney. We would not have touched 1 million people around the world with these concepts if that had not happened. I would not have met Bernadette 40 years ago, my wife and life soulmate, who has given me 2 more children. And so, who knows? Things are blessings in disguise.
I'd like to take you from being conscious to being heartfelt.
Okay.
If you could speak to your mom and your dad about what you're grateful to them for, what would you say? What would you say to your mom?
I say it almost every day, or at least once a week. I just thank her for, first of all, for teaching me unconditional love. Such a powerful thing. I then thank her for teaching me about the role of thought, that I create my own destiny through my own thinking, and that I can't blame the world for whatever goes on. I need to own that myself. And so just the ability to, and to understand the innate health I have, to understand what she said, you need to know the truth about who you are. So by knowing the truth about who I am, that came from her. And I thank my father, who would be a pretty tough guy, for giving me that persistence, that determination, that just incredible level of accountability to make things happen, that where there's a will, there's a way. It was a sign above his desk that has enabled me to create what I've created in my life. And so that's what I'd say.
You're kind of a pay it forward guy, and you shared something with us earlier about your son being grateful to you. Would you be willing to share that? There was a letter, special letter.
Sure. So my kids are the center of my life, and I could not be proud of all of them. I have one son who was a pro surfer, and he really cares about teaching kids to surf. So he owns Endless Summer Surf Camp, the surf camps around the world, and I'm so proud of him. I have another son whose life passion was kite surfing, and he was in the world competition with kite surfing in Maui last week. My son Kevin. I have a son who's following my footsteps, who has the Senn gene, who's the creative director at Senn Delaney, who's created he's the kind of guy who created all our wonderful technology to support what we do. I have a daughter who has a passion as I do, but it's for health. So she's been at USC the last 4 years, majoring in the School of Medicine and the School of Business, and is creating a new program for corporate wellness called the Fit Life. And she's only 21. But then I have my 12-year-old son. So I have kids that range in age from 12 to 47, grandkids in age from 4 to 18, and I love them all. But the youngest, and I guess we were wisest, maybe by then, was my 12-year-old, who someone once said is an old soul. And he just does remarkable things as a 12-year-old. So he wrote me a note, it's called his Christmas message. He typed it out on his computer. He says, Dad, I couldn't imagine a better example of someone with a clear head and an open heart. You're someone who truly reflects the image and likeness of God while you make a difference in the world. You can hear my mother coming through me to him. You always say how proud you are of me, so this is my chance to say I could not be more proud of you. When you say I did something great, you need to know I learned that from you. I'm so proud of the things you do for your friends, family, and company, and that you kept your body in great shape. It means so much to me you keep yourself in shape, because I know you do that for me and for your other children. I know you always try to make me happy and proud, and those are the two things I feel when I'm around you. You're the best father, and I love you. From your son, Logan. P.S. I will never stop hugging you. Which is also a legacy of my mother, who is the world's greatest hugger. And so everybody at Senn Delaney hugs. And our family are huggers, and my son's 47 will still hug me and say, "I love you, Dad." And so that's just playing it forward.
You have to be very proud to have raised a son who has that kind of insight and sensitivity and is daring enough to say those words. So many people may think that,
Yes.
but we don't share it.
Yes. Yeah.
What a wonderful gift.
It is. It is. And so my hope is that I think within this concept of living life at your best, and at Senn Delaney we really believe in purpose. Our purpose as a company is really to have a positive impact in the world by inspiring leaders to create thriving organizational cultures. And as a part of that work, and I have to give our CEO Jim Hart a lot of credit for leading us down that path, we all worked on personal purpose. And my personal purpose really is to provide inspiration and understanding for people to live life at their best, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And so that's the path I'm on. And even our latest grand venture to join another legendary company like Heidrick and Struggles, who were the originators of the search industry, as we were the originators of the culture industry. And it gives us a global platform to really take our message to more people around the world by doing that, and that's really my intention as I look forward over the next coming years to do that.
That's fabulous.
And